get started, we have our PLC powered on, and we are connected directly to it with an Ethernet cable from my computer to a switch to the PLC. So first thing you want to do is set your Ethernet address, your IP address. So the default for the Omron PLC is 192.168.250.1. So I usually use 99. If you're coming from automatic, what you would do is you have it set to automatic here, edit, change it to manual, IPv4, set your address and your subnet mask. There you go. You can close this. If you want, just to make sure you're connected, you can ping it. There we go. We can ping it so we know we're connected. So first thing you can do, we'll go to new project, just test. I happen to be connected to a NX102-9000 with 1.64. So this you can find on the side of the PLC. Usually there's a label that has it. Hit create project. All right, so when we're connected, first thing you want to do, or I'm sorry, we're not connected yet. We just started a new project. So you got to change your connection settings. So control, communication setup. We actually are directly connected to it, but I'm going to say via a hub because this is much more common. So you just want to say the address of the PLC. So we haven't changed it. It's going to be the same. It's default. If you hit test, you should get test OK. Okay, now if you wanted to, you could go online. So if you hit the online button, it will connect. If you wanted to download a program, like from a existing PLC that has a program, you hit this synchronize button. And we actually do have a program on this PLC right now. So what you would do, you would say transfer from control. So you would click that. This will be all video written. I don't want to do it right now, but if you were to do this, it would download from the PLC to your Sysmac Studio here. But I'm not going to do that. So to set up your new PLC, this is the name of the PLC. If you right click on the little picture next to it, we got to go offline. So this is how you go offline. That's online, that's offline. Right click, rename, Omron NX102. If for some reason you wanted to, you set up the number, the model name wrong or the version wrong, you can change that here. So it's just kind of top down from the top here. Your CPU rack, that's going to be all your cards on it. So this probably deserves its own video, but just real quick, if you wanted to, you could go online with it. This is saying because I just changed the name, 102 controllers that. Let me say no. So if you wanted to just download the cards, like that are actually connected to it, once you're online, you right click the controller picture, compare and merge with actual unit configuration. So I don't have any cards on it. So if you did, they would show up down here, apply configuration. It would apply it here. You would hit OK. Now that should match what you have on it. If you want to add cards manually, you could kind of go through your list here, digital inputs, digital outputs, drag the card over. Oh, you got to be offline for this. There you go. So you could drag them over that way. Actually, I guess I can show you. So since we are, so now they're not going to match a compare and merge. We do not have any units on it. If I apply it and replace it, okay, this is the actual configuration. So it's offline. We're going to set up a few test cards here so we can kind of get into it a little bit more. So I'm going to take this ID 5142 and then we'll get a output. All right, so in our IO map, now we have, we kind of expand these. This is our input card, input 16 bits. This is each bit of the word, but this is each input. This is your output card. So the way you would assign these to your variables, we could do this a couple ways. We could just type, start typing here. So we'll do like input 1, input 2. That would work. You could go through your whole thing. You could see it set at global variables. The other way, you could go to your kind of in the programming section here, go to data, double click global variables. You can see it created the two variables we just input, and it also assigned them to the, I guess, actual input. If you use the type insert, like the insert button, and now we can also we can start typing here, insert again, 4, and I guess while we're here, we'll do output 0, output 1. Now that we've created global variables, you can see these are in the global variables. We'll go back to our IO map, and now from here, you can use the drop down, and you can assign them to a variable. And then we do the same thing with output. And you can see once you use one, it doesn't let you select it. So that's the simple way to assign them here. Your controller setup. So then we have, this is kind of the next big section, controller setup. So we have Ethernet IP, built-in Ethernet IP settings. So this is where you set the IP address of your unit. So if you wanted to change the address, this is our current address. If we wanted to change it, maybe we could do a different subnet. You can make this a 1. You would go online, and you would click download. This is to controller. This is from controller. That's to controller. And we would do execute. Now this would download the whole program, everything we have here, to your PLC, including the IP address. I'm not going to do it now, but once you download it, it'll assign this, you'll lose connection, you'll have to go back, assign your IP from the settings, your computer IP address, and then you'll also have to go to controller, you got to be offline for that. You'll have to go to controller, communication setup, and reassign it here. Don't forget this part. So we're going to leave it though. Next big thing is your program. So the way this works, you have POU, program operating unit, your programs, a program, and then sections. So most of what you do is probably going to be in the section. So this is kind of just it gives me errors. You can see the errors over here because there's nothing in here. Let's do something simple here just so we have it. So I guess what I did, if you press the C button, you get a contact. You can start typing a name. When you do this, it has you select if you want internal or global. Internal is relative to the program, and then global is for everything. So we'll just do internal. And then you can do your output. You can type an O, and then we'll have our header. So this is just to get some line so it doesn't give us any errors. But you have your sections of a program. So we can rename this. Usually I do something like main, and then this is where you kind of control everything from. If you want a new section, you do add section, and this is like, utility or something. And then all of these they're executed sequentially. So inside this program, you can have as many sections as you want, and they just execute. So again, it gives us errors because we have nothing here. We'll go to our, create a new header 2. We'll make it global this time. Header 2. So this is your variables. So you have internals and externals. So internals, remember we did internal. So we have header 0, header 1, external, header 2. If we go to our global variable, it created header 2, but we do not see header 0 or 1 in here. Again, this is just real basic intro here. So that's your two types. Functions, if you want to create a function, add, you can do a ladder structured text, function blocks, kind of the same way. Data types, if you had custom data types, this is where you would create them. We'll play around with this. We'll go over more later. Global variables we're familiar with. Tasks for another video. Back to your program real quick, though. This is all your functions. So if you wanted to, your comparison, just drag it in. We could create variables here, which is kind of nice. So you can just create a variable. internal. We define the type, so we'll just do int. We can say if it's greater than, this is how you denote the type, the variable type with the pound sign, and then the value. So if it's greater than integer value 10, it'd be true. So this is just super simple, of course. We go online. So it keeps giving me this error because we haven't downloaded the new name yet. So we're not going to do that yet. But we will do it now. So now we will go to download. If we have this, so this is NX unit application data. So this we do want to transfer. Sometimes you don't. This time we do. And then the second checkbox, I guess the fourth checkbox total, but the second one they had checked is Ethernet IP settings. We have not set that up yet, so do not transfer these. But we want to keep the top three unchecked. And we'll hit execute. So now it's going to take our program as we wrote it and transfer it to the PLC. That's fine. Fail the transfer because these aren't actually here. So I should probably get rid of those. So we'll go to our CPU rack. So we can just get rid of these. Delete. Delete. If we can go to build, project build, just make sure we don't get any other errors. You would see them down here if you did. So online. Hit no for hopefully the last time. Execute. Yes. Now we have our program on the PLC. We go to main, and if you wanted to, we're not running. So this is stop mode, run mode. So if we hit run, it'll go to run mode. We can see that this is highlighted green, showing that this has control. You can change the bits from the screen like this. Now we have true. This we probably will not be able to change because we have an output here. So yeah, it doesn't let us change that one. And then if we wanted to change the variable here, you could do the same way. Enter, changes bar 1. There you go. So we can make it true, and then since 15 is greater than 10, it was complete. So otherwise we can work this out, and there we go. All right, that was a quick introduction.